Thank you. Thank you very much for joining our today's webinar. My name is Roman. I'm one of the support department here in the MacKeeper team, and this is the second webinar of the third season of MacKeeper webinars. This one is about first aid tips for your slow-performing Mac, and today you'll hear from me, from Roman Harhoff, the details about uh, how to free up your RAM in one click with the new memory cleaner tool in MacKeeper. I'm very excited to talk about the memory cleaner today. Then we'll talk about how to use the disk utilities repair disk permission functionality and why to use it and when. And the third step is to how to increase the battery life of your Mac. Okay, so let's get started with that. So the first thing I'm very excited about is the new memory cleaner tool in MacKeeper. It is still in development, so you will see it in your MacKeepers as soon as it is ready. It is undergoing an active testing stage at the moment so that you do not have any bugs later. And yeah, I'm very excited. So first, let's open up the MacKeeper and let me show you the ways to do so. Oh, wait. Before that, this session is being recorded, so if you have any issues with the internet connection or maybe audio is bad or the video is bad, do not worry. In a couple days, probably on Monday, the video will be on our Vimeo account. In the end, I will show you how to get to that quickly. And also, in the end of the webinar, there will be a contest. And the person who correctly answers the question, who is the first one to answer correctly the question, will get a free license for MacKeeper 3.x for two whole years. I'll send an email as soon as possible, maybe on Monday, about how to activate it. And also, the person who wins this contest will receive the installer, the unique installer with this new functionality in MacKeeper. Okay, so again, how to open MacKeeper. If you open MacKeeper before, if you already installed it and used it, then you should have the icon of MacKeeper here in the top right of the screen. And you can click it and then choose Open MacKeeper. In case you did not install MacKeeper yet, download it from MacKeeper.com. If for some reason you do not have the icon in the top right, or you did not open MacKeeper yet, then you can open the Finder. In the left of Finder, click on Applications, and then you can easily press the M key on the keyboard, and that will jump you straight on the first item that starts with M, and usually that's MacKeeper. So you can double-click it here. Or you can also use the Go button here in the top panel. So you can click it and choose Applications here, as well as Utilities, for example. Or you can use the spotlight. So you can click this magnifying glass in the top right of the screen and then type in MacKeeper. Okay, and here we have MacKeeper. I already have it activated. And in order to get to this new tool, to the memory cleaner tool we are so excited about, all you need to do is to click Advanced Tools here on the button Show, because it's hidden by default. Then click the first item in the list, Memory Cleaner. Again, you probably do not have it right now because this is a testing version. So you'll have it, well, maybe in a couple of weeks. So as soon as the version is ready, MacKeeper should update itself automatically and install the update. So first, when we click this item in the left, the memory cleaner, we can see the overview, which shows what the memory cleaner does and its benefits. You can also see the benefits of the tool. And in order to start using it, just click the Start Using Memory Cleaner button at the bottom. It shows you how much RAM memory you have, so the random access memory, the memory that is being used by applications that you have open. And we have a default option to clean memory quickly. This option will not cause any hiccups in the system, and it will free up the RAM for you. You also have the advanced options. here, and you can turn even on the automatic cleanup. So that will automatically do the cleanups for you if you run out of the free RAM memory. If you have an older Mac with not that much RAM memory, this is a very great tool. Again, if you have an older laptop or iMac, this helps very, very much because it frees up the RAM memory for you, and the active applications, the ones that you use at the moment, can use more RAM and accordingly work quicker. So you can configure the automatic cleanup. You can even set the limit for the free memory for the automatic cleanup, and you can choose to use basic memory cleanup or advanced memory cleanup. The advanced memory cleanup can cause certain hiccups in your system, so I advise you to use it if you have all the applications quit, and before you want to open a new application, you can do the advanced memory cleanup. It will free up more RAM for you, but again, during this process, it may slow down the Mac a bit, but just for a short period of time. So let's leave it on the basic memory cleanup for now and just, well, disable the automatic cleanup for the sakes of this webinar. Again, let's go back to the memory status tab here, and we see that we have 8 gigabytes in total, and 4.9 gigabytes is used, and we only have 3.1 gigabytes free. This is the same information that we can see in the activity monitor. So if we click the Go button, then go to Utilities and open up the activity monitor, we can see that indeed we have 8 gigabytes of RAM, 3.46 gigabytes are used, and all these are the details. We can, of course, manually try to go through these processes here and quit certain processes or applications, but, well, that is rather tedious. Instead, we can just clean memory quickly, and the cleanup is in progress. And we freed up 42 megabytes of RAM just because I did not use the Mac quite actively. But if I would have, like, 2 browsers or 1 browser with a lot of tabs, if I would have open a lot of applications simultaneously, this number would be much higher because the system, the Mac operating system, does not free up the memory that actively. It first waits until you no longer have any free memory, and then it tries to free up a certain amount. But this tool will help you to instantaneously free up a lot of RAM memory, and the Mac will work a lot faster after that. And that is basically it. And we can also, after doing that, we can set up automatic cleanup again, enable it. It will be working on the background, and it will be freeing up the RAM memory for us all the time. So that is very exciting. Our developers have been working on this tool quite hard and for a long time, and finally it is almost ready. You'll have it again in a couple of weeks probably. It will automatically install itself with the new version of MacKeeper with the update, and you get this feature for free. If you have the license for MacKeeper 3.x, this feature will be in your MacKeeper for free in a short time. Again, just wait for the MacKeeper to update itself eventually. Okay, so that is basically that. You can enable the automatic cleanup and just forget about this tool. It will be freeing up the memory for you all the time. Okay. Again, if you have any issues with the video or audio, do not worry. This session is being recorded, so the recording will be available on our Vimeo account later, probably on Monday. Okay, so let's move on to the disk utility. I've quit the MacKeeper just now. I've used the key combination for that, the Command Q. You can also use the menu button in the top left. So if you have any application open, the menu button, the text here, changes to the application that you have active at the moment. For example, right now I have Finder active and I have Finder menu here in the top left. But if I make MacKeeper active, then I can click it and choose Quit MyKeeper. You can also click and hold on the icon of MacKeeper in the dock and choose Quit, or right-click and choose Quit. If you would like to make the icon of MacKeeper to stay in the dock, but you do not have it open yet, then you can open Finder, go to Applications, and just drag and drop MacKeeper from Applications onto the dock. If you have it open already, just click and hold on the icon, point at Options, and click on Keep in Dock. That will save the icon in the dock. The same thing is about any other application, so that's just a quick tip for you. Okay, let's move on to the next step. The second step is the disk utility. In order to open it, we again need to go to the Utilities folder. So we can click the Go button in the top menu and choose Utilities. And in the Utilities, press D and then double-click on the disk utility. By the way, in the latest Mac operating system, in the Al Capitan, they reworked the disk utility completely, and the thing I'm about to say, the repair disk permission option, is no longer available in the disk utility in the latest Mac operating system, Al Capitan. So if you have that one, and if you would like to still try to do the repair of disk permissions, just contact our support team. Let me quickly show you how to do that in MacKeeper. If you open MacKeeper, in the right menu here, there's an icon that resembles headphones with the microphone. You can click it, and then you can see all the options how you can contact our support department. You can click Start Live Chat, where you can email us or just call us. And our technicians will help you to do the repair of disk permissions on the Al Capitan. We have our developers helped us with the Apple script that will quickly do that for you, even though the option was is no longer available in the disk utility starting from Al Capitan. Whether you need to do it or not on Al Capitan is debatable, but just in case, if you would like to try, if that is something you think that would help your computer, then just contact our support team. They will help you. Or if you have knowledge of the terminal, you can just Google how to use the disk utility, how to do the repair of disk permissions on Al Capitan. There's a command for the terminal somewhere on the first article there in the internet if you Google it. Okay, but if you have the previous version of Mac operating system, right here I have 10.10.3, the Yosemite, the previous version. Then you can open up the disk utility, click on your Macintosh HD. So the first item in the list will be the name of your actual hard drive of the device. And right below that, a bit indented, you should have Macintosh HD. So you can click it. Right here, I have two partitions, but usually you have only one. So you can click it and then click on Repair Disk Permissions. Do not click on Verify Disk or Verify Disk Permissions. Just click on Repair Disk Permissions right here in the bottom left of this zone. Click it once, and the repair will start, and it will basically check the read and write permissions for certain system files and folders and applications. Not all of them. It will not touch any of your folders or files in your home folder. It will only check the system files and folders. And sometimes there might be issues connected with the ROM permissions of files and folders on Mac operating system, at least before 10.11 Al Capitan. On Al Capitan, the Apple promises that no longer applications will be able to change the permissions for certain files and folders, and in that way they will deal with this issue, because if you're a long-time Mac user, you probably did the repair of disk permissions at a certain point in the past. After the repair of disk permissions is done, simply restart your computer. Just click the Apple icon here in the top left and choose Restart, just in case, because in order for these changes to take effect. Okay. Well, we will not wait until the repair of these permissions is done. You see that even I here have certain issues with permissions. So I do recommend you doing the repair of disk permissions somewhere around once a month or once in 3 months. That should be enough. That will keep your computer, if you have, again, previous versions of Mac operating system, not 10.11, the LKP 10, then I would suggest you doing this repair of disk permissions from time to time, because, well, there might be errors or issues that are not visible, and repair these permissions sometimes helps. It's not like a remedy for all the issues, but it is better to use it and then try other ways to fix certain issues than first try other ways, spend a lot of time on that, and then just do the repair these permissions, and it works. Well, believe me, I've tried, and I've spent a lot of time instead of just doing the repair these permissions first and then trying something else. But, well, it will not help all the issues. Just in case you can use it. Okay, let's move on to the third step. The third step is how to increase the Mac battery life. I'm here on the iMac, so I will not be able to show you all the steps, but the first step is to change the battery from into the percentage, like way of showing the how much battery you have left. It will not increase the time of your Mac, but, well, at least you'll be able to see how much percent of the battery is left, instead of just seeing something like 30 minutes left. For that, just click the icon of the battery in the top right, somewhere here where you have where you see MacKeeper icon, and then choose the option to show percentage. At least that's my preference. That's how I like to see the indicator of the battery. Next step is to install all the system updates. It is quite easy. For that, you can click the Apple icon in the top left and choose App Store. And in the App Store, once it is open, just go to the Updates tab, and it will show you what updates you have available for the system applications or for certain applications that were installed from the App Store itself, but not the third-party application. So if you have any updates available, like I have here, just click the update button or update all, and, well, the system will tell you what to do next. So first step is always to have the latest versions of applications, because developers are constantly working on improving their applications, on improving the battery life, battery usage of those applications. So I advise you to always keep your computer up to date. Okay, so that's the second step. The third step is to dim the display. To do so, just press the F1 key in the very top left corner of your keyboard, next to the escape button. That will dim off the display, and also I would suggest you to turn off the automatic brightness. Just to have the manual control over the display, and if you desperately need the for your Mac to live longer at certain point, just turn off the automatic display, the change of the automatic brightness. So to do this, go to the System Preferences and then go to the Displays. And in the display, just uncheck the automatically adjust brightness. And in that way, you'll be able to manually just click buttons in order to change the brightness of the display to the preferred one. Once you do not need a long uptime of your computer, you can turn it back off. Just a little quick tip. Next thing you can do is to disable the backlight of the keyboard. It is very useful once you work at night or if you need to see the keyboard, but usually we forget to dim it down once we do not need it. To do so, just press the F5 key or function F5 key if you have that configured. Usually just press the F5 key to decrease the backlight of the keyboard and F6 to increase it. the same as with the display, F1 to decrease the brightness of the display, F2 to increase the brightness. It's quite easy, and it will save a lot of battery if you have the backlight of the keyboard turned off. Next thing is turn off the Bluetooth. Again, we need to open the system preferences. That was done by clicking the Apple icon in the top left and choosing system preferences in the menu. And then we need to go to the Bluetooth and just turn Bluetooth off. Probably you have it on, then just turn it off. It will, again, save you some battery life. By the way, about the updates of the system, the updates use the App Store will only update the Apple applications. So those that were the default applications and those that were installed from the App Store. But usually, most of us use a lot of third-party applications as well. And for that, in MacKeeper, we have the Updates Tracker tool. So let's open up the MacKeeper. And then in the left menu of MacKeeper, in the Advanced Tools, if you have it hidden, just click Show. Go to the Updates Tracker tool. Click the View Apps button, and you can rescan. You can do the scan. It will show you the third-party applications that you have installed, and in case there are any new versions available, if there are any updates, like for example here with the Dropbox, you can update that. You can click on the item in the list and choose Update. You can also click the Update All button. It will update all the applications that are out of date. But usually I tend to use the manual one. Well, just my preference. You can also add the application to the blacklist. For that, just press the command on your keyboard, and while pressing the control, and while pressing the control, click once on the item in the list and choose Move to Blacklist. If we move to blacklist, that application will not be updated if you click the Update All button, for example. You can also click these tabs to see which applications are out of date, which are up to date, and you can see the whole list. You can also just put a star next to it if you would like to add some application to the list of favorites, so that you would, for example, if you have a lot of third-party applications and you would like to update only certain applications, you can just make a favorites list and update all only in this list. So that is about the third-party applications that are not being updated when you use the App Store check for updates functionality. And if third-party applications do not have a built-in mechanism of checking for new versions available, like for example MacKeeper does, because MacKeeper automatically installs its own updates. Okay, so that is basically that. That's it. Now let's move on to the contest. And today's question, let me just scroll down the list of questions so that I could see who answers the question correctly, who is the first one to answer it. So if you are ready, the question is, what is the main purpose of the new memory cleaner tool that will be shipped soon in every MacKeeper 3.x in the upcoming update that will be around, in around 2-3 maybe weeks. So the variant A is to clean hard disk space, B to clean RAM, the random access memory, and C to clean cache. Again, A to clean hard disk space, B to clean the RAM, and C to clean cache. What is the main purpose of memory cleaner tool? Let me see if there are any correct answers. And the first one to answer correctly is Jenny Maiden. And I am very excited that Jenny, let me congratulate you with this win. I will soon send you an email, probably on Monday. I will send you an email with the instructions on how to activate your license for MacKeeper 3.x for free for 2 whole years. And how to install the version of MacKeeper that's already has the memory cleaner tool inside it. So you'll be like almost probably the first one to have this version outside of our MacKeeper development team. So Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone who participated in this contest. But again, there can be only one winner. And here you can see the links, how you can stay connected with us. So we do have the Google Plus account. It's plus.google.com/MacKeeper. Instagram, you can follow us on the Instagram at Mac_Keeper. Sorry. Facebook, facebook.com/MacKeeper, and Twitter, twitter.com/MacKeeper as well. Let me see if you asked me any interesting questions on this topic. Okay. Darlene Crawford has issues with the audio. Sorry, sometimes there can be issues with the internet connection. Again, this session is being recorded, so you will receive the email with the link to the recording of this session. You can also just check all our previous webinars. You can go to vimeo.com. And on this website, you can search for MacKeeper webinars. And it doesn't show you anything, but you need to click channels. And if you click channels, there will be MacKeeper webinars channel on Vimeo on this website, on this service. And on the website, you'll be able to see all our previous webinars. And around Monday or on Tuesday, there will be this video on the Vimeo website as well. So you can just view the older episodes, our first and second season. And in about 2 weeks, we'll be having the third webinar as well. Maybe a bit later, you will again receive the email with the details of when this webinar will be held. Okay, let me see if there are any other questions related to this webinar. One moment, not to take too much of your time. Okay, what browser are we supposed to be using? I've tried Chrome and Firefox. The question from Darlene Crawford. I personally prefer Chrome. To my understanding, the Chrome is the web browser that first gets like the latest technology in it. So my personal preference is Chrome, but it is better to try out and see which one. In terms of performance, Firefox is Safari. Safari is better for your battery because it is better written for Mac operating system, of course, because it is made by Apple themselves, and it does better in terms of the battery. So if that is the concern for you, try the Safari instead. But again, you can try other web browsers and see which one looks nicer for you. It is rather a question of preference, of personal preference. Okay, one more moment. No, sorry, I could not unmute you. We have only written questions. Okay, I took enough of your time. Other questions will be answered via email, so you will receive answers as well, together probably with the link to this latest webinar, to the recording of the latest webinar. So again, let me remind you that we do have a new tool in MacKeeper. I'm very excited to tell you about that because our team worked hard on it, and you get it for free if you already have the license for MacKeeper 3.x. The memory cleaner will soon be in your updated version of MacKeeper, and just wait for it, and it will soon be available for you as well. Okay, thank you very much for joining this webinar. My name is Roman, and I hope I showed you something useful today. And have a good one. Bye-bye.